right, welcome to the Thirsty Nerds podcast. We're coming in a little hot, and here we have an interview for you guys. A very interesting interview with a very buff black man who makes comics such as Anansi the Were-Spider. His name is Greg, and he's here to talk to us today. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Really quick correction is none of the Were-Spider.
None of the Were-Spider. Okay, all right. I didn't mean to. Okay, it's none of the Were-Spider. Correction.
Yeah, get it straight, brother. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I have to remember whose side that we're on going forward. Okay. Obviously, you've got something for us today. Tell us about the Kickstarter. Tell us about the comic, and what brought you to this character.
Yeah, sure. So currently, I am doing a Kickstarter for Hammer, John Henry versus the Robot Apocalypse. It is a story where John Henry is reborn by Mother Nature to pretty much come to Earth, which right now is being run over and is being controlled by the Robot Apocalypse, who rule over human beings. They use humans as like fuel, entertainment, labor, and John Henry is here to, come and be their savior and to help stop the robot apocalypse and the tyranny and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a really cool premise. You were kind enough to send us, a little sneak preview into what you're working on. And I gotta say, what was your inspiration to putting this type of the story together? Like, what was your inspiration to make it into this like futuristic, landscape? Mashing this to mythological, just historical figures in this futuristic landscape.
Well, one of my favorite things to do is to use a lot of Black spirituality, Black culture, legends, and mythology, and really showcase that we can do a lot of cool things with it, because I feel that we are usually required to be educated on like Greek myths and stuff and European fairy tales. And there are so many different adaptations and modern adaptations of these works, but a lot of us, we're not really knowledgeable on a lot of the Black stories from various cultures, wherever we're from, whether we're African American, if we're Caribbean, African. I feel like, especially here in America, to be educated on any of that stuff growing up, you would need, say, like an educator or a teacher who would go out of the curriculum to teach you some of this stuff. Yeah. Or you had particular parents or grandparents who would sort of introduce it to you. So, or you'd be lucky to find a TV special episode that had something to do with stuff like that. And so I wanted to help change that narrative a little bit with a lot of my works. And I feel John Henry is one of the most well-known when it comes to like Black legends and Black mythology. And him sort of going against the steam drill back then, and showcasing the perseverance of man, despite the fact that he unfortunately passes away due to the advancement of technology. Even though he won the race, I feel like it is still a modern story at the same time, especially now with AI becoming what it is and literally stealing jobs and taking away people's livelihoods. A story like this is just like, yo, we are John Henry trying to face against the machine right now. We're trying to rage against the machine, and the machine could be anything. The machine could be white supremacy, it could be oppression, it could be actual technology. So all of that gets blended together like a gumbo pot pretty much in this story.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's what I really liked about the concept. It is one part educational, and another it's a sign of the times. It's a cautionary tale, if you will. It really stood out to me in that way, and we had a lot of fun reading it. It was like 80 pages, went by super quick.
Yeah, like I have to say, like we've read a few indie comics and just in general, like comics in general on this podcast that are they can be very long. They can be very long-winded,
or feel that way,
or just feel that way. Even though you can tell the passion and the story is there, but it's bogged down by all this other things. Like, but your story, it's packaged so well and reads so easily that like everything just comes so naturally. It flows like water. It feels like, and I have to say, I really enjoyed reading it and learning more about this character. Like, I've heard tales of like John Henry bits and pieces growing up. I think the most like when it comes to like black mythology or like African mythology I've gotten was like Anansi the spider and everything. Like, I've had that book when I was growing up. But I really enjoy learning more about Henry, especially like at the end of the book when you had the special about like pretty much summing up the tale of John Henry and everything. That was just really good. I just want to know, like, how do you in like from like just as an aspiring writer myself, how do you go about like writing in such a way that like it's very good for your reader to like? How do you go about writing so your reader doesn't feel like bogged down by like the story, like exposition and everything like that? Because I've noticed like you built this world without really having to explain absolutely every single second of it, like unlike a lot of writers do. You know, like I feel like most of your story building is in like the environments and the dialogue in itself. But like but like how do you go about doing that to make sure you know that your writer, your audience have a good time?
Pace control.
Yeah. I think that's a great question because it's hard to really say, honestly, but I think a lot of it comes down to the types of storytelling that I particularly like. So, for example, a lot of movies, a lot of books that I like to read. Let's use Toni Morrison as example. Toni Morrison, for the most part, she does not like spell out things for you.
Very true.
It's like she gives you these details, and then there's a lot of history and subtext that's going on in her works. But it's either you know what she's talking about, or you don't, or you got to do some type of research to understand what the hell she's referring to in this. And then once you understand this, the context, the story, it just becomes very full. You know. And there's this thing that I like to say to people: I don't like to spoon feed people when it comes to my work, and I don't like to be spoon fed for me myself as a reader. But I'm only speaking for myself because I know a lot of people, when they read stuff or when they watch stuff, they want all the freaking answers right then and there. And I'm just like, that is so fucking boring to me.
True.
You know, I was like, I like the mystery. I like to have my mind try to figure out what's going on in this world. How did we get here? Not to say there aren't stories that are well done when they give you all the information. It all ends up being how the story is presented. And sometimes those are like some of the best works out there. But me, myself, like when I see a movie that is a little confusing, because I'm like, wait, what is he trying to, like a David Lynch type of thing? I love that type of stuff. You know, I like to watch something and have my mind sit there and just be like, what the hell did I just watch? And then as I'm picking apart the scenes as I'm watching, and I'm starting to pick up the themes, and I'm starting to do research myself of like, why did he do this, or what were the influences for the story? And so I think me as a consumer, given that that's what I enjoy, I think I just naturally do that with my stories. And because I'm always trying to do research on different stories and folklore, I end up just picking up on like certain characters, for example, but I won't say exactly where the characters are from, but I'll give enough context for people to do some research and be like, oh, and that's why he probably used this character, or this is why he used this and that. And there's a lot of that in Hammer. There's like stuff like the Conquer Root. The name of the hammer is something very particular to African American stories. Even the rabbit that shows up is also very important, you know, and stuff like that. So
dropping gems.
I'm spoiling a little bit for y'all, so y'all could.
No, but I like that because there were like those type of things sometimes are like kind of a little bit overlooked, but now knowing that there's so much actual like hidden layers in it, it kind of gives me the chance to view this book a little bit differently now and kind of assess every single panel, that introducing something new as maybe like a deeper layer to some kind of mythology or any extracurricular, things that may be going on in this world, which is really cool, layered stuff.
I really, really enjoyed just where your head was at in terms of making John Henry like this reborn Kratos demigod almost.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked the disposition of the world. I thought the robot tech characters were really cool, even though they're like mean as shit. I really enjoyed just where we were set with these Mad Max group of black people, all black faces. Just it was awesome.
The character designs are A+.
Yeah.
I do love how like you were just saying how like the robot, like the robot overlords are right now and everything. I love how like it feels like whatever happened in the past, the robots have pretty much turned into a twisted version of our rulers and everything. Like they become more human than they've like ever have been before in the past.
Wanted to be,
Yeah,
stealing a black child, giving it away like a gift.
I will say I do have to commend you because even the villains, the levity you gave the villains that kind of makes them not likable but funny at times was also really like what's cool. And like these are villains and heartless machines, but like they have their own individualized like civilization where they're like they do like transpire these human emotions. They're like at the same time almost like a juxtaposition, just almost like a parody of human emotions, and I thought that was really cool. So
and that they also want something that they can't really make themselves, children.
Yes, exactly.
You guys are catching a lot. Yeah, all of that was very, very, very intentional.
Yeah, and it was and the way that it was, prescribed and put on page was also really, really easy to follow along and really helpful. How long did it take you to put all this together, starting from the idea of that you wanted to use this character and kind of developing the story to, getting ready to put out this first book? How long did it, that whole idea kind of take shape?
From pen to publish.
Honestly, this book has been about 7 to 9 years in the making, to be honest with you.
Okay.
I wrote this story, at least Act 1 and Act 2, a little bit after Volume 1 of Isnana.
Wow.
Maybe around the time I was writing Volume 2.
Crockpot.
As well. Yeah, it's because Isnana's about to be 10 years. I wrote it somewhere around, maybe about 7, 8 years, because I was working with another artist. His name his name is Tim Fielder, and he and I actually we were working for the same art program. Like we were teaching artists, and we would just talk about comics and the comic industry and stuff like that. And then from there it was like, yo, let's make something together. And so that became Hammer. And he was very adamant. He was just like, dude, write the script. And it was just like, I'm trying. It was always like a time thing. And then when I finally finished a script, he got busy with his own work and he was getting gigs here and there after he blew up with Maddie's Rocket. So I didn't feel slighted. I was like, bro, like, do your shit. I get it. Like, it's all good. And so from then, as the story was just sort of shelved, and I didn't want the concept of John Henry and the robot apocalypse to go away. So this is why I sort of adapted it into that Isnana story, where he ends up meeting John Henry in the robot apocalypse, and I found a way to connect them in a sense where John Henry got transported due to Isnana accidentally breaking the barriers, and then he decides to stay there, and that became that. But then, I still had this like 100+ pages of script that I just never touched, and I was just like, yo, am I really gonna let this shit die?
You said not today.
So,
Exactly.
and then like I've been working with David Braham, the artist, for mad long at this point. We've worked on so many different projects together, but nothing this big. And I was just like, yo, I got this script. I think I might want to do it as like a web comic or my Patreon. Would you be down? And at this point, me and him, we just reach out to each other if we want something done, and we'll just do it with each other. And he said, yeah. So we've been releasing it as a web comic the past, I say, 2 years.
Oh wow!
And that's where we decided, yo, like, how about we just finish whole Act 1, and let's get the Kickstarter going to try to see, what can happen with it, and then the rest will just continue on still as a web comic, but at least we'll have the first act printed and published. So yeah, it's been a long journey with this story. And of course I ended up changing a lot of different things to accommodate for the fact that, like, there's not a story got published first. So now it's like, well, in what ways, now that that's come, can we change things? So now the John Henry that's in Hammer is actually the son of the John Henry from Years 901.
Yeah, I did notice there was a line going, like there was a line of like the name continues on and how like the story changes and stuff and what people believe of the story now. Like, is it legend? How much has survived over the years of this tale of John Henry in this future, in this cybernetic future.
Yeah.
Did you have any like film inspirations when coming up with the concept of this world, or was this all just like you were very comfortable in this space and knowing where you're going to go with it immediately with the apocalypse and all that stuff?
Or even with some real life events that happened to you that inspired some of these things in this book?
Man, there's so many inspirations, honestly. I mean, first and foremost, the John Henry story.
Of course.
That is everything. And this is just literally just a futuristic tale of him facing the machines and trying to win over it. And at the end of the original John Henry story, he dies. So in this one, it's sort of like now he's being born. So that was one influence. Another influence, obviously, I feel like you guys said it earlier, Mad Max. One of my favorite stuff. But my sort of issue with Mad Max, as much as I fucking love that franchise, is like the lack of black people in it. We've had Tina Turner, we had Zoe Kravitz, and I'm like, I can't think of any other black person in those stories. And so this is sort of like also my way of doing my own Mad Max, where the majority of the human characters are people of color.
Yeah.
There are some white folks in there, but they have everything already. So
just the good ones. Just a few of the good ones. I guess.
Yeah. So we did. So we gave you a boon. So there you go. Just as much as you gave us.
Yeah,
Here you go.
Exactly. Of course, there's a little bit of Dune in there as well.
Of course.
There's there's the Nat Turner book that Kyle Baker did. Was a huge influence as well. And Number 13 from Robert Love and not Robert. Is it Robert? Yeah, Robert Love and David F. Walker. That was also a huge influence, especially with the children.
Okay.
I can't help but also draw narratives to kind of like as you mentioned, the humans as fuel for, like, I got Matrix vibes out of your main villain.
Yeah.
Sentinel type.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Oh yeah, there's a few more. I'm like, as you're talking, I remember. Yeah, Matrix, Cloud Atlas as well was an influence, and Swamp Thing.
Swamp Thing. Okay, I see the Swamp Thing connections immediately with the ties to the Earth and like the character being reborn,
being an avatar of the Earth.
No, that's a spoiler. You can't. I was gonna ask a spoiler. Never mind.
Okay. It may be a spoiler depending. You don't have to like answer the question, but I just want to know, like, are you going to? Do you have any sort of like idea of like maybe bringing other Black mythology into characters into the story at all, like in the future? Is that, or is this solely a John Henry story?
Also, you didn't catch one of the characters, huh?
Oh, wait, what?
I'll have to go back and read the book.
No, exactly.
Gotta go back and read the book.
I go
man.
back and read the book. Do my research. Okay.
Yeah.
I saw the fact that some people missed it is like, yes, I'm happy.
That is cool because it's like I do like especially I think early stages of the last X-Men run, Jonathan Hickman did a lot of like early like build up that revealed itself later, and I love stories like that. So if there's something in the pipelines working in the same way, it's gonna be an awesome reveal.
Well, I mean, I'll say that the rabbit is
Oh.
a
Okay,
Okay.
Oh.
awesome.
All right. We see.
To relook at that rabbit.
All right.
yes. Are you familiar with any of the rabbit stories in African American folklore?
No, now I need to read to show my.
Gonna learn.
Yeah, I'm gonna learn now. Yeah.
Cool. We're all the way over here in Indiana, so we're a little light on
A little light on the
we're a
rabbit.
little light on that.
So do research on black folklore characters and a rabbit figure,
Okay.
and you'll see why that rabbit was important, as well as where he found the hammer.
Oh, cool.
And
Cool.
that is also a connection and setup because it will play a slightly bigger thing as the story goes on.
See, and
Breadcrumbs.
because the way you did it, like I kind of just thought that was just not avatar, but like an extension of the Earth Mother.
Yeah, so did I.
I did. That's why I didn't like.
Like a familiar.
Yeah, like a familiar. Like here you go. I'm leading you the way to Conqueror, and I'm like, okay, maybe. But hey, all right, I will have to look into that. That was okay.
Yeah, and also Mother Nature. Mother Nature name is Masase Afua, and in an African spirituality, she is also like the goddess of fertility and earth
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. And so I wanted like a Gaia type figure, and so I used her, and I felt like it just felt truer to the themes of using African spirituality in my stories.
Mm-hmm.
So now that you bring that up, the very beginning of the book, could you explain that song to us?
So it's actually songs.
Okay.
It's at each verse that we see is a different black lullaby from a different culture.
Oh.
Mm.
Oh wow.
So as we open up to the book of Mother Nature, sort of like rocking and holding on to John Henry, because at this point, culture just becomes very blended, and blackness is very blended, and so we're being introduced to various different lullabies from different black cultures.
I like that. It's kind of like how, like, when coming over here on the ships and everyone was mixed up and everything because of that. It was done that on purpose so that, we wouldn't be able to communicate with each other. But like you said, in a way and instead of making that a bad thing, like bringing that all together, into that I really like that. Also I tried translating it on Google Translate. I'm not sure if it, like, I don't know why, like I got it, but I wasn't sure if it was like translate as a lullaby or not. It was very.
You gave it to the machines.
I couldn't read. I wanted to read the book. I read the book. I wanted to know what it would look like.
I will say, as a different language speaker, the translation never works because it doesn't take grammatical changes between
true.
languages.
Yeah,
You're always gonna get like a weird hodgepodge of words that may not even mean the same translation.
In other words,
True.
no soul in it.
No soul in it.
Yeah. Machine can't mimic that.
Getting a little bit to know a little bit more about you, what are some of the things that you're reading that kind of like pique your interest right now currently within like the world of comics or just literature in itself?
Oh man! So right now I've been stuck on this damn James Baldwin book. Honestly, I have there's a collection that I have that has 4 of his books in there, and it's just due to time. It's just been very difficult for me to sit down and get through everything. But right now, the first book in that series is oh my god, which one is it? I can't remember the title. It's so weird, but it's one that I read or at least I feel like I've read it before, but my mind seemed to have just gone through a blank. So as I'm reading it, I'm like, did I read this before? And it's like I'm remembering little moments, but I'm like, I'm feeling as if I'm reading this all over again. But it's not Go Tell It on the Mountain. Wait, is it Go Tell It on the Mountain? I think it's Go Tell It on the Mountain. Yeah.
Okay.
And I started reading the Ed Brubaker Daredevil.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's been also pretty cool. What else am I reading? I was reading Christian Ward's Two-Face comic for a little while, which was like mind-blowing to me.
It was, yeah. The first couple issues were really cool.
Really good, yeah.
Is it still going on?
I believe it might
Have collected.
finish. Yeah, I think it might have finished. I think it was like a small run of like 8 issues or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That should be a full-on ongoing, honestly.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but they never give too much shine to anything outside of like the four Batman and the 3 kids that really matter.
Yeah.
And then they stop. Honestly, before we get to, because I got nothing but silly questions to ask you. So I want to say, please support the Kickstarter.
Yes, please.
It's absolutely an amazing book. We personally can't wait to see where you're going with it. We're definitely down. How far are you as far as launch? Like, what was the goal? What's the goal?
The goal is 13K.
13K.
And we are somewhere. Where are we right now? I think we're like 63 or 60 something percent. We're at 80. Okay. We're at almost 9. Almost.
Oh, okay, good.
Nice. Well, hopefully we can utilize our small platform to get you
even a little
a little closer to that goal.
Listen,
closer to the goal on what?
3 extra. 1, 2, 3 extra. I'm good. Like,
all right. Please support Hammer. Okay.
And where can they support Hammer at?
So Kickstarter. So you can Google, Kickstarter John Henry Hammer. It should pop up, or go to Kickstarter.com and just type in Hammer and John Henry. It should pop up as well.
Yeah, we'll definitely also have the links down in the description below.
Oh yeah,
so they can follow that through.
Well, after this, I'm not sure if there was one of the goals or one of the rewards, but is there a way to get a physical copy of this?
Yeah. So there is actually. So there's so many different versions of the physical copy because we got 4 different covers.
Okay.
And you can choose either of them, and they're all the same price. You can get all 4 of them as well, but then there's also the standard editions and there's the special editions. So the standard is just what you guys read, which is the main story and the Isnana piece at the end, and the special edition will have the full script, as well as the layouts, character designs, everything behind the scenes that David and I that we compiled together.
Okay.
I thought would be cool. So you'll get a lot of that special stuff if that's something that interests people, especially people who want to do their own comic thing. They can see how the script was and how that ended up becoming the final book.
Okay.
Bet. Show him how the sausage is made. Okay. Shout out to David Bram as well. Great guy. I sent him a piece, a cover that I did for him for one of these books. It was like a few years ago. I still don't know if he ever received it, and I feel bad about it. But yeah, please support the book. On to my silly questions. Okay. I follow you a lot on Facebook, and I see a lot of the discourse that you involve yourself with, and I wanted to talk to you about Black love in comics. Okay,
Yes.
There is the illustrious, some say downright scandalous, will they, won't they, with Black Panther and Storm. What are your
over it, bro.
Yeah. Here we go. Please elaborate your feelings on this matter.
No, I am one of the biggest lovers of that fucking romance. I love the idea of Storm and T'Challa.
Yeah, captain of the ship.
Like I remember when I first discovered that they even had a history in Priest's Run,
Mhm.
and I was just like, oh, this is what the hell? Where did this come from? You know, and then to even learn that it was actually even established back in the freaking 80s when Chris Claremont was writing.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, but people act as if it's this thing that just came out of nowhere, but it was actually established. Now, my whole issue in the beginning was like, I wish there was more of it, because a lot of readers, unfortunately, they want to see progression.
Yeah.
They don't want to see like, okay, so this happened and now this is the thing. So when Hudlin was writing his run, and all of a sudden they meet and then they decide to get married, of course people are going to be like, where the fuck did this come from? Because they didn't even know about the history to begin with. But then it's like, well, Priest's Run showed them together, but it was very brief. And then you learn that they had a history growing up as kids, and then you had to read Chris Claremont's thing from like 20, 30 years before that to even realize that, you know? So I feel like the reaction from a lot of people made sense. I understood it, but I think through there, people just had like a big hate for it because of it. And so there's been this whole back and forth, of course, of people loving it. And I feel like a lot of people who love it are the ones who are just very strong on like Black love and seeing Black excellence, and who can actually just read on paper that they make sense together, as opposed to, oh no, I've been reading X-Men all my life and I've never seen this, so therefore I hate it, you know? And I feel like a lot of these fans, there's the love it fans, there's the hate it fans, and then a lot of the writers fall within those two camps as well.
Okay.
You know, you got some writers who love Black Panther, who love T'Challa, and they think Storm and him makes Storm and him make sense. And then you have a lot of X writers where it's usually from the X side that they treat T'Challa like trash.
Oh, so that's where it's coming from.
Yeah,
The
and so a
inclusive
lot
group.
of people who
They
may
want Storm
not
with
even
that short
read
king.
Black Panther. Yes, right?
Which, by the way,
A little hairy meatball.
Hey.
you know, I believe in mutant love, but
Mutant Love.
That man got it in under the rain in that storm and shit.
that was that was gross. Right? And I love Wolverine, but I felt like there's just some, like, it's like seeing Captain America smoke a cigarette. It's like,
Oh my god, yeah, I've never seen
sure,
that.
but also why? would
Don't
you
do that.
even-
Yeah.
Why would you even do that?
Why would you do that?
Do you understand the characters at all?
I bet
don't know.
Logan sheds.
Stop.
Props.
It's on the bed.
You know, like when dogs lay on beds, it's probably like that.
Yeah,
like
he
there's
gets
just a
up.
bunch of thick, coarse hair on the bed after.
Storm had a lint roller for
I
weeks
know.
after.
Everybody's like, shit.
That's very, very, very true. Me personally, my history starts at Hudlin's run on Black Panther and them getting married and all that stuff. So I wasn't reading comic books other than just like for vibes and colors until that time. So that's where my history started, with those two being together for the most part. And so I definitely I landed in the camp of they definitely make sense together, and I just always thought it felt like a right thing. And then, you know, then there's been the attempt to break it up, you know, to shut it down, you know, to rethink about it, to maybe open up somewhere else, you know, try smaller.
I mean, since we're on this, like, what'd you guys think of the in the Hickman run when they got divorced, or not divorced, but like there was at least some indication that this is over, you crossed the line, because she had to do that for her people, and to tell like, no, I told you not to do that, and like, maybe we're gonna have to break this up.
Total bullshit,
They're too powerful together.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's bullshit. Like, honestly, I feel like if you've been reading both characters for so long, even separately, like both separately, and then reading them together, the way they were even written together, they wouldn't even have been a part of that fucking conflict, in my opinion. I feel like they would have found some way to try to stop their crew from trying to fight, or at least maybe establish their, like, a third party.
Yeah.
And just be like, you know, we're going to do our own thing. Because I feel like, yes, even though Storm is all about mutants and her family and stuff like that, but at this point, T'Challa is her family and T'Challa is her childhood. And we know this. So and there's the fact of we've seen so many stories at this point where T'Challa would literally do anything for Storm.
Yeah.
Like to the point where he's literally, as much as he feels the weight of being the king of Wakanda, at the same time, it's just like, nah, but this is my girl. This is my wife. Like, I can't leave her.
Yeah.
And so the fact that like they're literally butting heads, and then to the point where we literally see them physically fighting each other.
Mhm.
I'm just like, come on, like this is really like I don't think I've ever seen like Jean and Cyclops punch the shit out of each other.
That's a very fair point. That is a very fair point.
Yeah, you're
they're
right.
literally like punching each other and dragging each other through the fight. And I'm like, this is the premier black couple in comics, and this is what you're doing.
To be fair, Cyclops is a cuck, so he probably wouldn't. He just take it.
Like,
He'd
fine.
enjoy it.
Fine, Gene, fine.
Listen, I will write that story too, because like I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Like
I think she
that
does beat
BDSM
him in private.
like I feel like if anything, Emma Frost definitely brought him into that lifestyle.
Oh yeah,
100%.
definitely. Oh.
100%.
She broke that man.
and he can't go back. Or Wolverine, really. He can't go back either.
Yeah.
Are there any other black couples that in Marvel that you've been paying attention to that have been blooming or caught your eye? Like, obviously they'll never be the Jay and Bay of comics like T'Challa and Storm are, but
Yeah.
there are some that are coming up. Misty and Sam, that's a cool one.
Yeah.
They've been together
Yeah,
for 3
so-
years.
Oh wow.
They actually surprised me because I feel like every month, every year that passes, I'm always like, oh, they haven't broken up, huh?
Right.
Waiting for her to run back to Danny Rand.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I love the idea of them being together, and the stories that I've seen them and the images that I've seen of them. I'm just like, yo, how is it taking this long for us to see them together? Like, there's something about this that works.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm afraid of,
Oh.
because
You get
I
too
feel like every time, and honestly, I got so comfortable in the DC side with Fatality and Jon Stewart. I thought that was a great relationship.
Yeah.
And even though like the relationship was very weird at first, but as they're progressing and you're falling in love with them, and to see the way it ended, I was like, oh, I do not trust these writers anymore.
I know.
Romances. So like my guard is always like up at this point. So at this point, seeing Sam and Misty, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the bullshit.
You're like,
And I like Miles and Tiana.
I like that one
Yeah.
too. I like that one too. I'm waiting for that. I feel like that's the quickest one that they could go after.
It's about time, Miles.
Like, Miles, you need a non-black girlfriend. I feel like it's coming down the pipeline.
It's gonna be Kamala Khan. I'm throwing it out there right now.
I was like, what about Silk?
That ship ain't set sail yet, brother.
It's gonna be Kamala Khan. I'm telling you,
It's been almost a decade. It's been almost a decade. That ship ain't setting sail.
The
Nuh-uh.
day oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I feel like they're gonna do it once either a white writer starts writing Miles, or when we get one of the unfortunately those coon writers.
Ooh.
Oh my
Then
lord.
we'll see.
Yeah.
Not the trash pandas.
Not the trash.
The trash pandas have been fucking it up for us lately. I won't lie. I've read some runs that are just downright tragic as far as black characters go.
Yeah.
I don't want to name any names, but I really wasn't too fond of the Cyborg run that just came and went over the last, and maybe that's just me not wanting to like get past some of the really, really weak like starts for it, but it just, I don't know. Not seeing what was the other one? Not seeing. Did you know we had a black Batman for 4 years and he hasn't been in but 2 books?
Yeah,
Jace, right?
Yeah, Jace.
Yeah.
Jace Fox.
Yeah.
Is it Jace Fox?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
4 years and hasn't shown up until now.
He showed up for
Power Company,
For Power
right?
Company.
There's only one bat.
True. Very true.
And he has to stay in the same city, right? Apparently.
That's right.
And do shifts.
That's right.
Do not
You
shift.
can't just go to a different city. You know, there's a whole country, right? There's a whole planet.
Nah.
Nah,
Nah, just New York.
just
Only at night.
only at night.
Effing
You know
crazy.
which version I really liked was remember when Michael Lane was like an evil Batman,
Yeah.
and then he ends up becoming Azrael.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I remember.
I
Yeah.
really like that character.
That's where I was really dope.
When was the last time we seen him?
Batman,
The games.
Where he stay in Arkham. Yeah.
Right.
No, he came out a little bit during the last like few years. I think he was in one arc. Might have been the robot arc that was beating up everybody. I can't remember exactly.
Fail
Yeah.
safe.
Yeah.
Back when the only time they even managed to touch black editions of characters is Arrow.
Yeah.
So, kind of like, not to keep you any longer than we have to. What are some of the plans you have for Hammer in the future, or hopes that you can kind of put into the universe right now for this franchise that you got going on?
Yeah.
Well, hoping that it does well, so we can do Act 2 very soon. Act 2 is already written out. There's some things I'm gonna, switch up, given all these years that have passed. But David and we already, talked about how Act 2 is actually gonna blow the first one away. Like it gets very serious. I'm a little scared of some of the scenes. That's actually gonna be happening. So I'm excited for those as well. And after that, we were talking about trying to expand Hammer further, so it won't be like an ongoing series. It will be maybe like a different adventure, like Mad Max. How like each movie was like a different story. Like he meets a different group of people, a new problem, and so we're thinking of doing that as well.
Oh, that'd be really cool.
Hammer.
That I feel like that would really keep it fresh. Because
Yeah.
if you keep elongating it, and sometimes
Definitely works for that type of setting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay.
Awesome. Well, make sure everybody goes out and supports this Kickstarter. As always, the links will be down in the bio.
Oh yeah.
Any parting words that you would like to get to the audience?
Thanks. Definitely check out the campaign. As I said, we have 4 very really dope covers to choose from. We have some special pinups. We have a Funko Pop of John Henry himself.
Ooh,
What the
you could even, definitely check out the campaigin. You'll see that because for Isnana, we have an Isnana Pop, and we have Osibo the Leopard, who was the villain of Volume 1. I just felt it was only made sense to do John Henry, given that he shows up next in Isnana and his connection to Hammer.
Does he have a hammer? Like, does he have a little?
Yes.
Oh my god. Okay, I got it.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yeah.
that's really cool.
And there's also a tier where you can become a character to join John Henry.
We
in
need
the
to be
final act of the
characters.
story.
If we can if we can.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is awesome. As always, thank you guys for joining us in another episode. I'm sure you follow Greg Elyse everywhere. All Facebook and all that. We'll put all this information down in the description, alongside with all of the information for the Kickstarter. As always, you can follow us everywhere at the Thirsty Nerds Podcast. Let them know, Greg, where they can follow you as well.
Sure. You can find me on IG, Greg Day. That's DAE. Greg and Elyse on Twitter. You can also type in Greg A. Elyse on Facebook, everything. And so, I'm always posting something, always involved in something, as you said. And be wary, though. Some people call some of my posts thirst traps, if that's what you're into.
They are, sir, and I can
No, they're
verify.
not. There's progress. There's progress pictures.
Right.
Are you
progress every week?
I was gonna-
you
I was gonna say
If you got it, show it.
exactly.
Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Thirsty Nerds Podcast. Follow us everywhere, like I said. You can follow me at Just_Uno on Instagram and Twitter.
You can follow me at What's Kingmaking on YouTube.
You can follow me at Stooge Prime on Twitter.
You can follow me at Sumo on Instagram and Twitter.
And
we want to thank Greg for giving us some of his time and allowing us to, get a glimpse into his work, which was fantastic. Any last words, guys?
Hope for the best for you, brother.
Yeah.
Salute
please.
Black Love and Black indie comic creators.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one.
Peace out, nerds.